May profits be upon you. We looked at the individual currency futures. All right, we looked at the individual currency futures just yesterday in the video. I want you to go check that video out to make sure you understand which which uh which currency is actually showing signs of strength and which ones are actually showing signs of weakness. All right, you can only get that by looking at the individual currency on its own, in my view. So go check that video out. I'll leave a link at the end of the video on your screen so that you can just click on it and check it out. All right, so we'll look in this time at US dollar versus the Aussie dollar. All right, US dollar versus the Aussie dollar, Aussie USD. Let's first look at the US dollar. We'll look at the US dollar index futures, and we can see that it's very strong. All right, very strong. All right, I would not advise taking shorts against the US dollar right now. All right, because it's showing some good strength. Now, if we look at how the week closed last week, we can see that it was a bearish close of the week. We had a rejection from the weekly / daily supply zone. All right, and we can expect a retracement, but it had such a strong impulse. We have to expect a correction to that impulse. All right, and the best thing to do is to identify the possible areas that price could turn around in. All right, and if we look at the, okay, losing my mind here. All right, if we just take a look at the impulse, this leg of bullish structure here, we can see that this pullback is coming to the EQ of the trading range, the 50% mark, the halfway midpoint, all right, of the trading range. And we could, we can expect price may not be finished with this pullback, all right, because it hasn't yet to reach the 50% mark. So I am, keeping my eye out for a deeper retracement into this demand zone. And from this demand zone, I expect it to hold and continue higher. All right, that's my short-term viewpoint. We may see a pulling down into this prior to NFP Friday. Remember I said that. All right, remember that there is an NFP Friday coming, and price may dither a little bit before a potential volatility and enters this particular market. Now let's take a look at the Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar has news, interest rate decision coming Monday. I think it's at 23:30 Eastern Standard Time on Monday, like a half an hour before midnight Eastern Standard Time. So keep an eye out for that. All right, and that might change this market around. But if we look on the currency futures, if we look on the daily, all right, we can see that price is very, very bearish. All right, breaking market structure to the downside. All right, and we expect more bearishness to come. All right, if you just look at the prior week, all right, we had 3 weeks of hammering down. All right, 3 complete weeks of hammering down to a demand zone here. All right, and we have not quite touched that demand zone. I expect that demand zone to be touched, and we may see some bullish price action there. We're just going to keep an eye out for it, right? But you see, I have some marks on this COT report, some highlights on this COT report here that say that, hold on, let me get this, boom, boom, boom. All right, that says on the last COT report, 65% of the institutions are short. All right, and they're adding, they're closing shorts though. They're closing minus 5,694. They close shorts. What did they do the previous week before that? They closed a bunch of shorts, minus 7,715. They're adding long positions. Okay, that's giving us a clue as to what their sentiment is, right? And we may see that bullishness coming with the next interest rate hike, and it may come from this demand zone. Once we come into contact with this demand zone, let's time that with the fact that we just saw in the US dollar index that it may start to show strength at the demand zone that it's at right now, okay? Or go for a deeper retracement to the equilibrium, which is what I'm expecting structurally. I hope I'm not confusing you, but we want to coordinate these things because there are correlations that we need to acknowledge. Now, if we go to the US dollar, I mean the the Aussie dollar. I went to the wrong list. Go to the Aussie dollar and take a look at it on its own. We can see that on the daily, structures being broke to the downside. Structures being broke to the downside. Structure being broke to the downside. We're just going down, right? And we're coming to this demand zone. All right. We have very bearish close on Friday. And this is when you see this, let's take a look at it on the 4-hour. Sorry. When you see this kind of price action, there's an instinctive thing that you need to do. All right. Very similar to the structure on New Zealand dollar. All right. You can see price is making lower lows, right? In this leg of structure, which is which we see a break to the upside. Uh-oh. That's when your antenna should go up. If price gives us an internal break of structure to the upside, that is a sign that price may be starting the pullback. All right. After a bearish impulsive leg, you have to expect a correction up to and maybe past the equilibrium, and then of that trading range, and then a continuation of the bearish trend. All right. We see that. We see our sign there. All right. This is right here is the change of character. This is a break of structure. If I would have seen this give a more convincing break, then I would be like, oh man, there's a strong chance that we're going to go up. But what happens is price made this break, pulled back, and then failed to make a higher one. All right. And now we have an impulsive move towards the downside. But once price breaks this, your instinctive move should be to put your eyes on that low. All right. Is this low going to hold? Is the low going to hold? There is a demand zone here, and price is reacting to it right now. All right. When the market's open, could we see a pullback? Yes, we could. We could see a pullback, but does it necessarily have to break that high? No, it doesn't. So those are the things I want to look for. How does this high hold? Because there's liquidity up here, right? All right, and for price to target on the way up for a pullback. Remember where the US dollar is on the index. All right, it's at an area that could see price turn around. We're playing in a demand zone on the US dollar index. All right, I hope I'm not confusing. You got to correlate these things. Okay, so I'm looking to see if this zone will hold on the Aussie dollar. All right, I am looking for shorts. Make no mistake about that. I am looking for shorts. The US dollar is strong and the Aussie is on the weaker side. All right. And the Aussie has news on its interest rate. We may see some short-term bullishness. All right. With the Aussie that would have price come up. All right. Just bear that in mind. And then we have NFP Friday for the US dollar coming soon after on Friday. So what am I looking for? Again, I'm looking to see if this holds. All right. If price doesn't hold, if price pulls back a little bit, this is the area I would look to take a short from. This is the area I would look to take a short from if price does pull back. Okay. If there is no pullback, if there's no pullback first, all right, price takes this low out, then I'm going to be looking for the low to be taken. I'm looking for the low to be taken, and we mitigate here. All right, I'll be looking for price to give a hint that it is turning around by breaking market structure, like I was talking about over here, by breaking market structure to the upside, a convincing break of market structure, and a pullback to the low. And we'll see about taking a counter trend trade there. All right. Lower probability than going with the trend, which is down, but I'm looking for a correction. I'm looking for that correction to happen after this bearish impulse, that bearish leg. This is the trading range, right? Top and bottom. All right. I'm looking for a pullback to start, and maybe look for a high probability short from here, or a deeper retracement and a high probability short from there. That is my scenario. If this, then that. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you smash that like button like you did the prior two videos. I didn't even ask for a smash of the like button on those, because I know you're going to give it to me, because I know you want to see this channel grow, and I know you want to encourage me. All right. And I want you to make sure you check out the previous video with the futures outlook, and the two videos I released already, one for NZD CAD, NZD USD, and for USD CAD. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you in the markets, and I'll see you on the next video.